Hi everybody. Today I wanted to do a video regarding some of the artwork I have on the barn. A barn quilt and hex signs. You may have seen them in the other videos. Some of you may know what they are. But generally speaking, they're not a very popular, widely known form of art that, unless you are familiar with this, you would know. So anyway, that's what I have for us today, and I think that's it. We'll catch you in a little bit. When we had the solar eclipse, I took a ride from Connecticut down to Tennessee with a couple of my daughters. And driving down there, going through the Pennsylvania Dutch country, through West Virginia and Tennessee, I was able to see a lot of great countryside and farm country and barns. And I remember seeing the sides of the barn, seeing what's called hex signs and barn quilts. And I don't see many of that here in Connecticut. So I always had in my mind, I'd like to look at putting some of that on my barn, or maybe making some. So, a hex sign, the origins are the Pennsylvania Dutch. They have signs or create signs that are for good luck, for welcome. There's a whole variety of symbols and colors that mean different things. Like here's a sign. It's the pineapple welcome sign. I haven't put this one up. I got this one from a tag sale. I got a couple of them at a local tag sale. And the signs are pretty interesting. I'll show you in a little bit one that I made with my daughter that symbolizes health for animals. So we'll check that out. And on barn quilts, I've seen those over the years, but never really registered. But that trip down to Tennessee for the eclipse, it got in my mind. And when I got back, eventually I did some research, and a barn quilt, a little bit different. Barn quilt originated, one story is in Ohio or Midwest, and it was to show I guess memory of a loved one that passed, or symbolism of people, or again, more a reflection of somebody you wanted to memorize, or put in a memory form, if you will. So with that, that's the origin. So my barn quilt, I did research on it, and there's a variety of different symbols. These barn quilts are more, I think, personal, where I view it more of a piece of art. And I created mine as a project. I had, time. If you have time and patience and you're into art, great project to get into. So I'll show you what I have out there and give you a little bit more detail. Okay, so here's another one from the tag sale. I don't know what exactly this represents. But if you go online, there's a ton of information what things represent. This one is on the back side of my barn extension. For anyone who's walking out in the woods, and I don't know, has a telescope, it's for their viewing pleasure, I guess. But Yeah, I didn't want to put too many signs or art on the barn. I want to be one of those crazy people, but maybe I'm already there. So that's that one. All right, so on this facing side, we have another tag sale item with the words welcome or welcome. I think that's Pennsylvania Dutch for welcome, you know, sign of friendship. Again, the colors, the curves, the scallops, the symbolism, all showing friendship, welcome, peace, if you will. So that's, you know, kind of some of the cool things. Okay, and to complete the hex signs, we have this one here. This one I made with my daughter. It's about 2 feet around, and the star and the dots around, I copied from one online I saw that was symbolizing health of animals. And my daughter did the freehand artistry for the horse and the little white dog, as you can see. It doesn't reflect all of our pets that we have, but this one we put up there, and I picked the colors. Just I like the way those kind of looked. So that's that hex sign. Now on the barn quilt, this is the more recent edition. I did it in the summer of this year, last year, 2020. And that's a 4 foot by 4 foot, a sheet of plywood. And same with that hex sign. A sheet of plywood, I don't know, 3/4 inch. And here I picked out this design. It's actually called the Star of Bethlehem design. I picked the colors out again, and the trick to this, I mentioned earlier about having patience, is, you know, this is all freehand design. You know, having a straight edge, a square, ruler. The way I did it is first primed the whole piece of plywood, all sides and edges, double or triple painted the face of it white first, and then drew with a pencil the outline, and then using masking tape do color by color. So, you know, just as an example, I think I started with the blue. I would masking tape all the blue components, paint them, and maybe double coat, take the tape off, and then retape for the yellow, do the same with the red, and then redo on the white, and then do a top coat of a clear coat. I don't think that's going anywhere, but this side of the barn gets a ton of sun, so nothing lasts forever. And then you know, I used I don't know, drywall screws or decking screws just to put it up there. The hardest part, physically at least, was getting it up the ladder and screwing it in. You know, a one-person job. It's kind of tricky. I mean, it's not the highest elevation. You know, I had I don't know what that's, 25 feet off the ground, so falling wouldn't be fun, but at least I wouldn't die. Anyway, so that's hex signs and barn quilts. If you're interested, you know, barn quilts also have a little bit of a following. There's these barn quilt trails across the United States. I tried to see if there was any that I could register in, but again, Connecticut isn't too popular with barn quilts. Barn quilts are big in the Midwest. But if you're interested, online, a lot of information. There's different companies or vendors or people who make these and sell them. Some are, they have the huge ones, 8 foot by 8 foot. So that's, 2 sheets of plywood put together. And when you're up on a barn, the size, it's kind of misleading. Again, that's a 4 foot square. And, to look at it, you're like, it doesn't look that big. But, when it's down, it's hard to manage. So that's it. Hello everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Wanted to provide some information that I found interesting in doing that artwork and provide that. So if you're interested, it's out there for you. All right, until next time, have a great day and thank you for watching.